My family thought I was crazy, and I had a lot of resistance externally and internally. And I didn't get there until some of the best talent evaluators in the world actually told me that I was not going to be good at sales. So the story on that is I grew up with this paradigm that you work hard in school so that you can get into the next school, so that you can work hard there and get into the next one, and so on and so forth. After I finished business school, I got turned down by anybody and everybody. Over a dozen companies, over 55 interviews. I kept pushing as hard as I could, and I was persistent. I wasn't the type that took the rejection lightly. So I would actually ask each one of the interviewers, why didn't you pick me? Almost all of them said without a fault, well, we think you have the technical abilities for what we're looking for, but we don't think you would be good at sales. So I got my license, and within a few months, things took off really quickly for me. I ended up selling just over $22 million in my first year. I wrote a book about it, about how to dominate your market quickly. There's 3 frameworks that I think are important to dominating any market in any business, let alone real estate. The strategy, I think, is simple. I think this applies, this framework that I discovered by accident. My situation of working part-time when I first got into business kind of forced me to have this very, very focused strategy where I really concentrated on the sales in the one building that I lived in. It kind of forced me to discover this framework, which I then wrote about years later. The framework is called STP. It stands for segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So no matter if you're a new agent, an old agent, anything in between, looking to start off, looking to expand your market, this framework will help you. It's all about how to focus your efforts and how to maximize the most effort in the smallest amount of space to get the biggest return. So you start with segmenting the market. It can be by geography, it can be by people you know versus those you don't. And then you want to pick which one you want to target. If you don't like going to a certain area in your town, don't market there. Second step is to make sure it's big enough. If you capture 100% market share of 2 sales in a year, that's great, but your children are going to starve. But then the third step is make sure it's not too big. If I had tried to go after my entire town my first year, I don't think I would have had 10% of the sales that I did. Right? So it's got to be small enough that you can make an impact. The last step is positioning. You need to position yourself to that market as someone that can uniquely add value to them. The fact that you need to communicate that value proposition to your market. So you can invent, you can come up with a better product or service, but if you don't communicate it to that target market, it's worthless. Hundreds of examples of great products that came first to the market, superior in the market, and they died because not enough people knew about them. Best known will beat best anything, always. In order to have long-term success, you have to offer a better product or service. But if you don't communicate that message to enough people, it's not going to matter. You're never going to get hit back.